that are happening in the next week. Hello, YouTube. We're talking today about 2 ways that we can speak to our spirit guides, angels, loved ones in the world of non-physical, anybody we want, and receive an answer. Tried, tested, and true ways, and I teach them in my classes, and everyone comes out on top. First, I'm going to tell you about some things that are happening coming up. On Friday, our 2022 purpose will be revealed, and I'm going to be doing a live event at noon Eastern Standard Time on Friday with the lovely Tanya Berg from Life Continuing Podcasts. I'm going to do an event with her, a live event. We're going to chat about what has come through from the world of spirit about 2022's purpose. I'm going to tell you who brought it through. We're going to talk about how we can work our way and figure out how we're going to accomplish this purpose and what that might look like for all of us. And that's going to happen on Friday. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about 2 more podcasts that I am doing this week and next week that I will be on. So excited for that. So watch out for those. I am also doing every day on Instagram Live and on YouTube. I am putting on shorts, word of the day. Every day I pull a word from the Spirit Dictionary and I give the definition, and Spirit tells me what they want us to remember today, each day. So follow me here if you aren't already, or on YouTube, because they're going up on that too. I also started a TikTok, a TikTok account. So I'm doing it on there also. But today we're going to talk about how to communicate with our spirit guides, 2 tried and tested ways. Okay, the first one is through a form of automatic writing. Hey, everybody. Hi, Liz. Thanks for joining. The first one is through a form of automatic writing. Again, I started this way before I became a medium, and then it just kind of morphed into different things as I began teaching intuitive development and mediumship development classes. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining. So what you're going to do is have a piece of paper and a pen or a marker. First thing you're going to do is close your eyes and begin to form a question in your head that you would like to ask either a spirit guide. Don't have to have a name. You don't have to have an image of your spirit guide. You can ask a loved one in the world of spirit. You can ask an angel, an archangel, anything that you want to find out from. But again, you don't have to have something specific. You may just want to ask your higher self, that piece of your soul that knows everything, past, present, and future, and is always with you. So you've got your piece of paper and you have a pen or a marker. You're going to formulate the question in your head, take a couple of breaths, and then you're going to take that pen in your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, it's in your right hand, and if you're left-handed, it's in your left hand. What you're going to do is ask that question in your dominant hand. You're going to write it out on the piece of paper. And then you're going to quickly trade hands to your non-dominant hand. In that moment, you're going to hear either a word, a phrase, a sentence. You might see an image or feel a sensation, but you're going to use that non-dominant hand to write out the answer or write out the word or draw the picture. Here's where leaving no room for doubt comes in. So you're going to leave no room for doubt. When you switch hands, you are also switching from the analytic brain to the creative brain. And you're switching sides. So in that moment that you switch sides, you will hear, sense, feel the answer. This is kind of like EMDR. Has anybody heard of EMDR? I did it a long, long time ago with a therapist. It was fabulous. What happens is EMDR, what happened to me anyway, is I had headphones on And in my headphones was a tick, and it would go tick, 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 tick. It would go back and forth from ear to ear. I'm sure there are many different ways to do this, but this is how my experience went. As that was happening, tick, 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 I was being guided into a meditation, into an image, and I was able to go fully into that. So I was able to be Donna, looking at the image, and my little inner children, little male and female inner children that played out in a scenario in my head to something that really happened in my life when I was a child. That EMDR session blew open a lot of doors for me. It helped me view that scene that I perceived as funny as, number one, not funny. Number two, it was hurtful. Number two, it was painful. And I was still grieving over that. But that EMDR session, the tick, 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 helped tremendously. Yes, switching, Liz, thank you. Switching physically from the analytic side to the creative side to analytic side, whatever side you're on. So in the automatic writing, this form of automatic writing, it's what I like to call it. If you have a left hand, if you're left-handed, you're going to start with your left hand and then switch to your right hand. You're going to hear something. You're going to hear something, sense something. I've never had someone fail at this in all the classes I've taught. You may not believe it. You may doubt it. And in that moment, you're out of it. So go back to square one, close the eyes, formulate the question, ask it, switch hands, leave no room for doubt, and hear the answer. There are different ways that you can do it with a pen. If you have two different color pens, you can do it with that also. You can use, this is purple, I would use it in my dominant hand to ask the question, and then I will pick up a different color pen to answer it. It's still left side, right side, left side of the brain. That's still happening. But some people get very frustrated using their non-dominant hand. I teach that way first, using the non-dominant hand, because what does it do? It causes you to slow down and really hear the message because you're doing it so slowly in order to hear it. Sometimes people can't even read what they wrote. It doesn't matter because you heard it. You already heard it. I've done pages and pages of a journal with this interaction with my inner child, doing this type of automatic writing. Fabulous. I did it with my father, not one-on-one, but through this type of automatic writing. The second way we're going to do this, thanks everybody for joining, appreciate it. Anybody has any questions, just put it in the chat or put it in the chat down here, Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. The second way happened to me a few years ago when I was working at the Omega Institute in New York. I was working in the Wellness Center, I worked the desk, and I also worked giving readings. I was called one day to walk up to the sanctuary there, which was a lot of steps to get up. My knees were bad that summer. I kept saying to myself, I'm not ever going up to the sanctuary. I'm not walking up those stone steps, and then I'm not coming down those stone steps. But one day, something inside me, now I'm listening and I'm leaving no room for doubt. Something inside of me was saying, go up to the sanctuary. And I listened. So I dragged myself up to the sanctuary. I'm the only one in there. It's kind of like this big hall. It's beautiful. It's spiritual. It's quiet. There's a lot of cushions that you can sit on or blankets that if you want to lie down. So I sit there and I start sensing there's something with me in that space. I start feeling there's something with me. In that moment, I take out my phone. It wasn't this one, it was my iPhone. That's my only other phone I have. In that moment, I take out my phone and I put it on record. There's nobody else in this space with me, thankfully. So I record myself in my right hand, which is my dominant hand. I record myself speaking. So I feel this sense of something here with me. Am I correct? In that moment, I switched to my non-dominant hand and I heard the answer. Yes, there is someone else with you here. switched back, and I continued to ask questions, switch hands, heard the answer, spoke it out loud, right? So now I'm channeling, I'm becoming this direct messenger for whatever this entity was. And I have a blog on this entity. It's called The Eye of the Earth. It's in the link down below in my Linktree account also. And then I just kept doing it. I kept switching back and forth. I was talking out loud and I was hearing the answer and then speaking it out loud. So a different form of that automatic writing that I just taught, but the same concept, switching back and forth, creative to analytic, analytical, whichever side that I don't know anything about that. I just know I heard the answer when I switched, and it was powerful. So now I had a recording of what I just said and what this entity called the Eye of the Earth repeated to me, how they answered my questions, how they gave me so much information that boosted me that season. And then I continually came back to talk to that Eye of the Earth many times during that season and the following season at Omega. Very powerful. 2 ways that you can communicate with spirit, angels, loved ones, your higher self, your inner child. Many different ways to do this. But these are 2 ways that you can get a true answer if you leave no room for doubt. So do me a favor. When you try it, shoot me an email, comment on this video, like it, subscribe, follow, share. You know how much I love it all. And don't forget Friday, 12 o'clock on Instagram Live, Eastern Time, on Instagram Live and on YouTube Live. I'm going to be talking with Tanya from Life Continuing Podcasts, and we're going to talk about what we need to remember about our 2022 purpose. I am so excited. As you know, I've been doing this for the past probably 5 years, bringing through the purpose of the following year. And it usually comes through about November. Well, it came through all right. And I'm still integrating it. So you're going to hear about who brought it through, who came through for me, and what the message is. Thank you so much, Liz. Definitely try both. Good. Can't wait to hear, Liz. Thank you so much. And whoever's watching on Instagram Live, thank you. We'll see you next time. So I'm going to close out now. Liz is saying she's received meditations that she's recorded a few times. Absolutely. Things can happen in a meditation. I always have my phone by me to record something, or my computer. The other day, when this 2022 purpose came through, it actually came through during a meditation. And I had to get up, open my computer. I couldn't see because I didn't have my glasses on. I just opened up an email and just typed as they were talking, because I knew I didn't want to come out of it. I just typed. I had the light really low and I just typed what they were saying. So there you go. There's a perfect way to do it. You got 2 ways. We'll see you next time. Bye, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, Instagram.